Afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Is the West under siege? Well, yes. Let me count the ways. Um, I would say that the most important thing is that it's under siege from within. I think we've alluded to that already, but it's also under siege from without. But fact is, if you are strong inside, and if you are strong as a society, you can withhold and you can withstand those attacks that might come at you. I would say that the most insidious uh, experience of the West over the past, I would say, well, my lifetime actually, has indeed come from inside. Um, the crucial point is when people talk about the loss of confidence in the West, I firmly believe that the majority of people in the West, for want of a better expression, ordinary people, have not lost confidence in the West. It is the elites have. This has been a top-down revolution. It's a top-down movement, which is essentially anti-West. So in recent years, let's just take just a few of the kind of traditions of the West. Great creative achievement, now systematically undermined from the time of, dead white males in the 1980s onwards. Only recently, we've just had Chaucer this week, for example, getting a trigger warning simply because he mentions Christianity. There are references to Christianity. So that's got a trigger warning. That is to undermine the whole work. The scientific tradition as well. It's seen now, for example, as being a white-centric or European-centric thing. And we've found that, therefore, increasingly, scientific fact is being challenged. Biological fact is being challenged. We see this even in the trans movement. So the idea of truth and objective truth is also being overhauled. Beauty is also, I would say, seriously under attack. The idea of what is beautiful is under attack. Western history, and by that also, by extension, Western civilization, is seen as just simply being a history of racism and plunder. Critical race is seen as basically a way now of viewing, well, Western civilizations being inherently racist. Even environmentalism, I would say, is essentially got an anti-Western motive behind it. When Jocasta, put to sleep over one of our great works of art or whatever in the National Gallery, they're not thinking for a moment of going to Beijing, for example, or Mumbai. It wouldn't cross their mind. There's a strong anti-Western thing. And in fact, I think it was Greta Thunberg, God bless her, who actually said this as well, that in fact, it's actually we are to blame for the state of the planet because we industrialized the very thing that brought about enormous progress, Western phenomenon. Now we should be shameful about that. It's on all fronts. From my perspective, most important and the most worrying thing, and here we are at the Battle of Ideas, is the attack on free speech, which is at the very fundamental foundation of a Western liberal democracy. We're seeing it every single day. Most recently, actually, even in our pubs, that came about this week. These are a litany of appalling things, of course. Do I have hope? Yes, I do. First of all, our education system's more or less completely given up actually teaching anything about Western civilization. So people don't know, in fact, what they're meant to be defending, right? Indeed, that's one of the reasons why we at the New Culture Forum produced a series called The West, which was actually to remind us basically what we need to defend. I mentioned there that we are, that I'm optimistic despite that roll call, and that is to go back to the beginning. And that is that I feel that the majority of people do not share this lack of confidence. They are fully aware of the shame, the embarrassment, the actual hatred, I would say, of Western civilization and what they are, that we see amongst our various elites, indeed, also in the education system. They know it because all people live consequences far, far more than anyone else. So I do want to stop on that optimistic note. But just to recap, yes, it is under siege. is under attack from within, but it's top down. Thank you.
Thanks, Peter.